Good to hear. Let's hope your execution matches your enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk to our citizens and members of the community. I'm your host, fastcart FC, and today is August 31st, 2023, at least in North and South America. I always got to include that. And we're live today on Twitch and YouTube, and maybe Facebook. How's everybody doing? I see Pop, I see Nomad, TJ, Citizen Shenanigans, New Soul, Dark Knight. Dark Knight, you're early this time. Good to see you, buddy. And yes, today is, like I said, August 31st. Happy Starfield Day. I don't know if we may have a low turnout today. Everyone is up to their neck in Starfield. Hope everybody's having fun. It's been quite a month of new games here. But yes, I don't have Starfield myself. I still have Baldur's Gate. I still haven't gone back to that. But what's going on in my week? I did some reading this week. It's been a while, and then I probably fell off the bandwagon because my main game, Nikkei, Goddess of Victory, had me looking for a new guild, and recruitment is very competitive if you want to get into a good guild. So hopefully I find one. I'm not sure yet, but hope to let me know. But we'll see about that. But that means I fell behind on my TV watching. I'm caught up on Ahsoka and Foundation. But some of the other stuff, like Supergirl and stuff like that, Netflix, I haven't been able to keep track of. You downloaded Starfield, but you can't play until the 6th. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I downloaded. I was all excited today. I downloaded it, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I can't play until the 6th. All right."
Oh well, but at least you have it downloaded and ready. Plus, you can watch other people play and get a feel for it. I've been hearing some mixed reviews. Some people aren't thrilled with the graphics of it, but I think it's a Bethesda game, so people you should be not more concerned, but you're there for the story more than the graphics. So I'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get Game Pass and try it out. I'm not sure, but like I said, I'm behind on my TV watching. Oh, I did watch some trailers coming out of Gamescom last weekend. Nothing really stood out to me. If anyone saw a game at Gamescom or a trailer at Gamescom, let me know in chat. Just type it in. What titles are you interested in? Flight Tourism aired last week and is available on the People Radio Mixcloud account. So check that out if you're interested in. I think I did a pretty good job. And people tell me I did a pretty good job. Thank you.
You did an excellent job. It was a great show.
Thank you very much. City Skyline 2 might drop. Okay, DK. I was never get into City Skyline, but I hope I may take another look at that. But before we get started, I have to say we're all doing a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital. We are at $2,220, and we just need another $280 to get our next milestone. I'm sorry. 25. No, I'm sorry, 3,000. So 780. My bad. 780 to reach our next milestone of $3,000, and then we can do a 12-hour live stream and have a whole bunch of fun with that. But we already did our show gift package. We already did our Navy field jacket and cap. Well, we still have a whole lot of stuff for you to come as incentive to donate to the fundraiser. So please do that. But yeah, thank you everyone who's donated so far. And $2,220 is nothing to sneeze at. So thank you for that. All right, so let me come back to here. And I'm going to do, I can't help but always laugh at myself every time I'm about to do my monologue because I know it's coming. But I think people will get this one because this one has a remake. You know, I won't give the years of the remake, but you know, it's based off of an established IP. So hopefully people can get this one. So let me try it. Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. Thank you for your cooperation. And I do have another line from both movies that maybe people will recognize. I'd buy that for $1. That's the one that had me laughing. Anyway, I'm going to drag people down, see if anyone can guess this. If you can guess in chat, let me know. And we're doing like Fish Face. You already heard Jade and Poppin' Face and Admiral Kusanagi. He's sneaking in. Nomad got it. There you go. RoboCop. Both of them. So one came out in 2014. And the other one comes out, well, late 80s, late 90s, early 90s. I forget the exact date. I didn't write that down. But 2014 for the remake. So yeah, I'd buy that for $1. So how's everybody doing?
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh yeah, that was just 2 days ago. Yeah, August 29th, 1997, Judgment Day. Be thankful for every day that you're alive. Here's the blessing.
I was just watching. It's funny. We was just watching Terminator 2.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
I should do that. I try to do it at least, you know, every so often. But yeah, I try to get to it. It's a great movie.
You know, real quick though, I have to say this. I didn't realize how annoying the kid was in Terminator 2. I was just like, oh my god.
He's a product of the late 80s. So yeah, and he's only 10 years old, so you can excuse him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Question for you, FC.
Okay.
Did he play in anything else besides that?
Yeah, he played in American History X with Edward Furlong.
No,
okay. Edward Furlong is his name. Edward Norton. Sorry, Edward Norton. American History X. And he's been in maybe a few other stuff, but just those Terminator 2 and American History X are what he's known for.
The name for okay.
All right, so let's get started. We have a bunch of show to get to, and I'm going to start off today with the sneak peek. So yes, let's get to it. And you should be able to see it on Discord. You should be seeing it on the screen now, and the subtitle is "Race Through Street at Lightning Speed." So I don't think anyone needs to, like, you know, everyone should hear what that is, but people who may not know, maybe watching for the first time, go ahead. What was that?
It's a motorcycle.
Motorcycle. Yeah, it's the Tumbril Ranger. Right.
Yeah.
The Tumbril Ranger finally coming out.
I'm trying to understand what is this, and I know they put up song lyrics, but usually sometimes they kind of have some type of cryptic, you know.
Well, you know what it is this time, Fist?
What's that? Go ahead.
Lightning. There you go, Pops.
Oh, the storm. Okay, I get it. I mean,
I got it right away, but you know, this is my kind of sense of humor.
Yeah, it's the only thing is it's just the race through the streets part. It was just like
that's the part you ignore.
Oh, okay, I get it.
You ignore that part. Just focus on the lightning speed. Well, I don't know how fast it's going to be because it's a tank, but it shouldn't be that fast. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's
from a song. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say among the tanks is probably the fastest. That's all.
But
among the tank, probably. Yeah.
But I know there's song lyrics out there that could have went better with it. I mean, why race through the streets? I mean, you know, I'm nitpicking though. I'm nitpicking.
Yeah, I think lightning speed is I think they wanted to fight both because of lightning rather than anything else.
Because you got that famous song, Lightning and the Thunder. That newer one, I forget. You know, you could have done that one or something.
Or a song with Storm.
There you go.
Oh, there's a lot of good songs with Storm in them.
Or they could have gone with "I Saw You and Him" Walking in the Rain by Orange
Oh
Juice.
boy.
Oh God.
Here we
Oh
go.
no.
Here we go.
No.
People
No.
who okay, sorry,
Oh,
folks. That's
Lord.
a song from the
Don't do that.
80s, and
Don't
it's
do
a bad
that.
song.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Annoying.
You just brought GoMav in here. See, we got to get the
Don't do
joke
that.
bands going.
No,
Don't do that.
fastcart. We're not gonna have that today, okay?
Too late. But yeah, that is the sneak peek. It's a tumble storm, and you know, as John Cruz said, it is it's storming its way through the
Wait a
pipeline.
minute, is the storm in the PTU right now?
No.
No, not in the PT other movies. No.
So it's in. Oh wait.
I mean, we may get it by CitizenCon for all I know.
I don't think it's in the VTU. It's not in the patch notes that I saw.
Yeah, I can't say anything. All right, bye.
All right, Jade. Yes, but that is the sneak peek, the tumble storm, race through the streets at lightning speed. And up next we have, so first I should say, there's no Star Citizen Live last week due to Gamescom. Like I mentioned, there's a whole bunch of trailers, so check out the trailers if you get a chance. But up next we have the CitizenCon 2953 digital goodie pack is now available. So yeah, this caused some confusion and consternation and discussion, and yes, let's get to it. So, what do people think about the digital goodie pack? Okay, well, first, my bad. Let me say what's in it first. So it includes a Frontier undersuit, a Frontier helmet, a CitizenCon 2953 trophy, Outlaw shotgun, Headhunter Gang relic collectible, whatever that is, Pyrotechnic amalgamated multi-tool and case, redacted ship plushie, so that's probably something coming out at CitizenCon, redacted ship challenge coin, that's probably something coming out at CitizenCon, and Pyrotechnic amalgamated spectrum badge. And yeah, so go ahead.
I guess my thing is I know we discussed this a couple of days ago or something like that on an after show or something like that. But I think that because the previous Citizen Cons, the ones where you went, in person, you had those goodie bags where you
swag bag, yeah.
Right, those bags, and so you were able to buy them, right? Because I know that those little swag bags.
The swag bag came with your ticket.
Oh, it came with your ticket.
Came with the ticket. Excuse me.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
okay, I get you. So that came included with the ticket. So I'm assuming it's so for those that aren't participating or going to there to the live event,
Because I'm going to be honest, when I first saw this, and we'll get to the price in a moment, but when I first saw this, I was a little bit upset because, I was like, it's extra? It's not included? And then I saw the line. Someone had to point it out to me that it's included along with your ticket. So, and because I was looking at my hanger, it's like, wait a minute, I never had to pay for one of these before. What's going on?
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to have to get on you about that because when you sent me the message about it and I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm not paying for something else.
My bad.
And no, because me and my dad had a discussion. I was like, no, I ain't paying for this. He's like, you ain't buying? I was like, no, I ain't buying this. And then I was like, wait, then you told me that it was
included
in the ticket, and I had to make sure my dad didn't buy it yet. So you got to put that disclaimer up there before you do that.
Hey, I'm letting people know now. You don't have to buy it if you're already going, and you don't have to buy it if you're not going, because even though it includes all this nice stuff, it's not necessary, and it won't be available. I don't think it'll be available in any of the spawn closet or anything like a reward or anything. Because pretty much anything that CitizenCon in the past has been exclusive to the goodie pack. So I mean. But, maybe you can pick one up in the game because maybe someone will be selling them for like a lot of credit.
All I know is the custodian SMG from CitizenCon 2947 goes for like over $20 on the gray market. So I mean, like,
and who knows how much that'll translate to in game. Right,
and that's the thing. Like these rare items, I buy them just because they're probably going to be rare, not necessarily because I want them. Like I buy them just because I know it's not something like you said you're going to find, in a loot crate somewhere typically. So, but like you said, people don't have to buy these. But if you're somebody that is a completionist that needs everything, I can see where this would appeal to you.
And that's what getting me, Jade, because I am a completionist. I don't buy every little thing, but there are certain milestones or certain events that I do try to keep up with, like Gamescom. They didn't do anything for Gamescom this year, but typically I'll pick up one of those trophies for Gamescom, and I always pick up the thing for CitizenCon. Matter of fact, I normally subscribe during CitizenCon because normally they drop something CitizenCon related for the subscription player. So we'll see how that goes this year.
I feel I should play devil's advocate here for the people with I don't know. I won't. I just think that like $35 can go towards almost a full ship, or at least a bike,
you can buy a
or
full
something
ship.
like that. It's to get something that you can lose because you died in your spaceship, or somehow you died and you have to wait for a full reset to get it back, at least until the foreseeable future. It's a lot of money, and all you might get is a different color Mobi device.
So what you're saying is you want this stuff to come in LTI?
If my plushie is inside my Carrack and the Carrack gets destroyed, my plushie should have LTI, sure.
Well, obviously, Admiral, the answer is don't put your plushie in your Carrack.
Right, you're just going to have it in storage and never actually use it. So, it's just kind of...
Like what I'll probably do, I'll probably keep all my important stuff in my hangar or in my hab. Because I'm gonna have a nice hab in the game. Hopefully I'll have a nice hab in the game. So that's why I keep my stuff.
I'm not saying it won't be that way, when it comes out in a few years or plus a few years. But when they have all this stuff a little bit down packed, I think the idea is if you lose something and you actually bought it with cash, you're supposed to be able to go to like a window or something like that, because that's supposed to be where like it was quote unquote turned in. So I don't know how they're going to work out with plushies and these medals and all that other stuff. I just kind of I understand it's like people probably want to have, like you're saying, the completionists. They're on top of their bureau in their ship or their condo. They have all these amazing medals from every CitizenCon ever. Some people just, if you want something that maybe gets a little bit more value, then buy a unique ship like that Kitty Dragonhawk, the Dragonfly.
But you can't though. You
can't.
You cannot. Yeah. You cannot buy Star Kitten Dragonfly.
I know, but that's what people should be looking to get, that ship that might be unique. That's what I'm saying.
But there isn't a ship that's unique if they sell it, right? The reason that Star Kitten Dragonfly is so rare is because it was something you could only earn with, like, I think it was 10 referrals you had.
I thought you could buy it or something. I remember.
No.
I have to look at
it. It's never been purchasable, and it's not available in game.
That was like in 2017 or something like that. That was a long time ago. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But so I'm highlighting this right now so people can see it. Like, this year's pack features all the same digital items that comes with your ticket to CitizenCon 2023, including an exclusive paint for your Dragonfly, Great Dragonfly. So yeah, that was a line that a lot of us, me included, missed, because I was like, wait a minute, I was looking at the price and skimming over everything. But yeah, like people were saying, it's $35, and they come with twice as many stuff as the previous pack comes with. So that's how you justify the price. Comes with the undersuit, a full suit, and weapons. Go ahead, go, Matt.
There's one other line that they should probably put in there.
What is that?
It's that this is completely voluntary. If you don't want it and don't like the price, you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. Yeah.
But
so many people are up in arms because, as if they're forcing me to buy it. If you don't think it's a good value for the cost, then move along.
But GoMap, CID, they have a gun to my head. I have to.
Well,
I don't have control of my wallet. I don't make good choices.
Well, fastcart, you did confirm though for us that, again, the saying about us gamers, we don't like to read.
You don't like to read. I'm guilty of that myself. So yeah, but yeah.
It's funny though. In a month? Wow. So it's like a month away, isn't it?
No,
In a month?
well, month and a half,
Yeah, a month and a half.
6 or 7 weeks. Yeah.
Christmas,
Okay.
yeah, it's coming up quick.
Yeah. So when this comes around, right? Nobody. I'm gonna say right now, looking at this redacted ship, I think it's something they haven't unveiled yet. It's something we're going to unveil at
Right.
CitizenCon, right?
Right. Yeah. That's what they
And,
normally do.
yeah, and how many people that are complaining about this digital goodies pack are going to buy that ship? Then they'll buy the digital goodies pack along with it.
That's how they get you. That's
I
how
bet
they
you
get
they do it.
Right. I just want the ship. I don't care about the plushie for it. And it's great. It's definitely going to be a Drake because it's going to be. It's in pyro. Look at what they're wearing. They look like they just came out of they package mud for a living from their outfits. It's definitely Drake.
I don't think it's going to be a Drake ship, and the reason for it is they've already set precedent when they showed us pyro. What did they show us last time? They showed us the 400i, right? So literally, it could be any manufacturer. Just because it's in pyro doesn't mean it has to be the quote pirate ship company, right? Like, there's other ship companies that are going to make ship.
They do multiple ships during CitizenCon.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean,
and
it could be Drake, and it could be something else as well.
I expect at least probably 2, if not 3 ships. But I think this thing they're talking about is great.
I just hope it's something that's, I don't know. I just hope, I'm kind of like over ships, and like I hope that whatever it is, I hope whatever it is, it's something that's like really unique that people are gonna want to have. Not like, oh hey, it's another light fighter. Oh hey, it's another
another light fighter. That's true.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to move on real quick. I just wanted to show this. This is a spectrum thread detailing the same detail. But Nyla posted, if you're attending CitizenCon for 953, you're already covered. A delivery goodie pack is included at no extra cost. If you're unable to attend the show in person, but still have an interest in obtaining the digital goodies, the option is to pick up the pack. It's available pick up a pack that is available online. This is consistent with our previous physical event. It is, and one of the few ways we fund these conventions. It is. The only deviation during the pandemic. The only reason was during the pandemic when we offered the digital goodie pack free due to the event because being digital, no ticket was required. So yeah, I think people got used to things how things were done during the pandemic, and then forgot how things were done before the pandemic. So yeah. All right, so yeah, that is the digital goodie pack available now. Then on to more CitizenCon news. Tickets are still available. What did I want to say about this? Oh yeah, they included the digital goodie pack on the CitizenCon page. So yeah, that's included now, and they still have tickets available, limited stock. So I'm guessing. I mean, they could go up to October 21st as far as selling these tickets, but I'm guessing they'll go to September 15th. If they go past September 15th, then I'll say September 30th. If they go past September 30th, then I'll say they stop it when CitizenCon start. But yeah, that is my prediction as to when they'll stop selling the ticket. Anyone else got a prediction?
I don't think they're going to stop selling the tickets.
Yeah, you think they're going to go up to CitizenCon?
I think this, because of where it is, I think they've got so much space that they could actually sell tickets up to that day.
Yeah.
If they wanted to.
The only reason why I think they might stop selling it because they got to tell the convention center or whoever is behind there how many people they're expecting. They may need a hard number by a certain time, but I don't know.
Yeah,
that's why I think they'll stop. But go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, that's a valid, definitely valid assumption. Because they've got concessions probably in there, and they all need to know like how much they don't want to run out of stuff, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
And Architect said that the help is still up at least until the 30th. I'm guessing you mean September 30th, because that'll give them time to figure it out whether they're going or not. And you're not alone in that. I am surprised that there are some people holding out until the last minute, not the last minute, but until later in the year. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Like I got my stuff and accommodations early, so.
I got a question for you, Fastcart.
Yep.
Do you think they should do with these tickets what they do with ships, where you have an end date when they go on sale? Like they're going to be sold up until this date, right? Like this ship will only be sold up until this date, like they do
And
with
normally
ships.
they would tell us when that date is. That's what they've done in the past.
Okay, but I'm saying like when they first put them on sale, do you think because like you were saying there are people that are on the fence that may wait, or they may be still gathering funds to go or getting their travel arrangements, but do you think, I don't know, do you think from the start they should say they're going to be sold up until this date and that's it?
They have in the past, but this year is different. This year they're in LA. I think in like when they were in like in 2016 they had a really limited number of space, so they had a hard number as to how many people could attend. In 2018, I think it is more flexible. I don't know if they had a hard number for that one, but I guess it could have gone bigger. I'm not sure. But yeah, this year. Griffin really there's no hard number. They can go as big as they want. So I don't think they're going to have. I mean, if they do decide to stop selling tickets, they'll probably give us a 2 week notice in advance. That's what they've done in the past.
Okay.
But this is for the cosplay contest for the CitizenCon 2023. Galactapedia posted. Looking good so far. Just wanted to make sure that you've seen this update in the post that we're now requiring applications to be filled out by all cosplay content per applicant. If you already filled it out, ignore that. Otherwise, be sure to send one in before October 1st so we can secure your spot. So there is a holiday for the cosplay contest, October 1st.
That might tell you right there, though.
And then again, it may just be for the cosplay contest.
I mean, but it kind of gives you a little bit of an indication, though.
Right.
But it might tell you right there.
Right. Emphasis on might. But yeah, that is the cosplay contest update. And then, so people have asked me this in the past, so I think this is a good question to cover. I haven't received my CitizenCon ticket. I purchased a ticket on several hours ago, but I can't find anything confirming that I have a ticket, only a receipt and a thank you for the purchase email. And Jake Acapella responded, that is correct. Registration, someone, I could say, I have to read the response here. So if you go to robertspaceindustrial.com/account/billing and verify the purchase there. So as long as it's there, you're golden. As of right now, nothing has been attributed to the CitizenCon ticket that I'm aware of. I got mine day one, and the only entry in my billing, and the only entry in the billing page is shown as yet. And I agree. I'm the same way. I only get the information in my billing. I don't have a ticket yet. So then the guy said that is correct. Registration info and included your goodie pack will be distributed closer to the event. So I'm thinking like maybe if the event is October 21st, maybe October 14 days, October 7th. Maybe they'll put something in our account. I mean, we can have something that we can either print out and carry along with it, or you can just have a QR code that you can just carry on your phone. I think most people will probably just use their phone to check in. Yeah, so you don't worry about it that you haven't received anything, any kind of other notification on your account just yet. It's coming. And I believe that is it for, nope, there's one more thing. A couple of more things. So I already covered this. They got the price for the CitizenCon digital pack and the access. And, in the past, they have resold premium tickets, but I guess they're not doing it this year because, in the past, someone always changed their mind and wants a refund. So they set up a special wave and give advance notification as to when that wave is coming. But they haven't done it this year, so I guess they're not going to. And one more thing. Something that's odd to me is that when they first announced this back in December from Sandy Gardner, but Sandy Robert, back in December mentioned it, I immediately went to the LA Convention Center calendar And it said CitizenCon right here on October 21st. And matter of fact, back then they only had one day, October 21st. So it's kind of weird that they still don't have it on the calendar, and it's less than a month or less than 2 months away. So any thoughts about that?
It's moved. Maybe it's not at the maybe it's not there.
What do you mean?
Maybe it's not at the. Maybe they couldn't get both days. Maybe the North American Spine Society. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm saying that before they had it on October 21st, but I'm guessing that they will have it on both these days. I'm just surprised it's not on the calendar, on the convention calendar yet. But they had it on the calendar before and they took it off because it was getting unwanted attention. Put it that way.
Now, did they say that it's going to be in LA, or did they say it's going to be at the LA Convention Center?
Convention Center, definitely at the convention center. Yep. So now you're confused too, right?
No, I mean you're right. They probably just took it off because folks are calling us up trying to get jobs to work for just that day so I can get it for free.
You know what? I applaud you for
that. Ain't a bad idea,
right?
That ain't a bad idea.
Why volunteer to work that day when you can get paid to work that day, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I thought
if you don't do your job, what are they going to do? Fire you? I mean, come on.
I'm pretty sure you have to show up before then to, establish a rep. But yeah, I know what you mean. All right, so yeah, that is the LA Convention Center calendar. It was on there before. Hopefully it'll be back on sometime soon.
I mean, why?
Why what?
Why do we care if it's on that random calendar?
It's nice to know as a confirmation.
I mean, we already have confirmation. It's right there on their website. It's on their website. I think what happened, they took it off, like you said, for whatever reasons, but then they just forgot to, tell them to put it back on.
And that's probably what happened.
Well, why would they put it back on? They're like, if somebody calls and wants to book something, I'm sorry, we're busy, we're booked. I mean,
you guys are filled with conspiracy theories. It's like when they took away the Squadron 42 pricing. Are they gonna get rid of Squadron 42? Oh my God, what's going on?
They're canceling CitizenCon, Admiral Kusanagi. They're canceling CitizenCon. No, I'm pretty sure it'll be on there eventually, but we'll see. But now we have our topic of the day, or the week rather, for the past couple of weeks, the Ship Showdown. So the Elite 8. Every year the Ship Showdown challenges the community capturing their favorite vehicle. Here are the top 8 vehicles chosen by you. You got the Arrow, got the Redeemer, the Vulture, and the Terrapin, the Corsair, and the Andromeda, the 600i versus the Cutter. And that was the last one. So you have Ship Showdown prizes. The final 4 of the Ship Showdown will be highlighted in the Galactapedia Aerospace Expo later this year with brand new Best in Show paint for 2953, as well as the manufactured themed poster. However, one ship will be crowned the ultimate winner, I'm guessing the Cutter, joining the ranks of the legendary champions of the biggest annual space smackdown in the verse, and be unlocked free to fly for a month for all backers. So yeah, you can take a spin on the Ship Showdown free fly today. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, so is anyone disappointed that Ship didn't win so far?
I'm hella salty.
About?
No, at first I thought, oh, this is great, all these Origin ships. But then when I saw the bracket, right, and I didn't say anything before, but I had faith in this community, right? I saw the bracket, and it's like they set them all up to lose before they could even get to the Final Four, right?
Faith in the community? Where have you been?
I've been in this community since 2016, and I've seen the 600i get to the Final Four, right?
If you cut this community, it bleeds meme.
Okay? I know it bleeds meme, right? But the 890 jump was a meme too. Right? It should have been closer, is all I'm saying.
It's only meme for rich people.
It's a meme. It was a meme, not just for rich people. It was a meme because I'll tell you, a lot of people are like, hey, you know what? That doesn't have a paint and it's not even probably set up for one. Let's make CIG work, right? That I was hoping that was going to catch on, but people go for the obvious choice. They even set it up in the text. This is the common working person ship versus the blah blah blah. That's to get you to vote for it. Right, so they don't have to make a skin for the 890.
For the 890 jump, they said the snob versus the slob.
Right, exactly. The snob versus the slob. Like they did the whole thing. They just manipulated you. You all bought it. But hey, I'm not salty for real.
Jade,
I want the best ship to win.
There's no excuse for no class. That's all I'm going to say.
See, we got Griffin here now. See,
no, all I gotta say is now you know how I felt last year.
Yeah, I know. But you won't be truly happy until you can vote for the Banu Merchantman, right? Let's be real.
Or the Endeavor.
Yeah.
But you
got a long way.
And what they probably do, they probably put both of those in the same category. So that'll be just my luck.
Oh no, I hope they don't do that.
Again, we don't need some nasty CitizenCon blue 890s flying around. Okay, it should be like white or gold or
I mean, people are guessing like last week it'd probably be Hurston colors, black and gold, and I think that'd be
black and gold.
Yeah, I don't know,
or yellow and gold or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But up there we had the free fly. So started free for free test flight 8 iconic ship, and they have all the top 8 so far, and yeah, so sorry about that. And they also have Cutter's ship Showdown starter pack. Instead of $60, it's $45. You save 25%. You also have the C8 Pisces ship Showdown starter pack for $45 also. They come with 24 months insurance, so that's more than usual. So yeah, if you want to get a friend in, you want a cheap package, you can get those for $35. I believe are they both mobile? No, you can get them. I guess you can use RSI credit too. So if you mount something and get something else, so yep. And I just want to say, so this is their current head-to-head. We had one yesterday. Today is the first day for round 2. I mean, but I haven't reloaded in a while. But the Redeemer is a one-way hit. Looks like the Redeemer will take it over the arrow. I'm not too surprised. I mean, well, I guess I am surprised because I would have thought that the arrow would have had more fans, but I guess it's the previous winner. I'm not sure.
All I know is the Redeemer's the only ship in here I truly hate. Like all the other ones, I can't say anything about if they win. But if that Redeemer wins, I don't know. I don't know. I want to recount. No, I'm joking.
Oh no!
I have to agree with Jade. I absolutely can't stand the Redeemer. I wish those people didn't.
Maybe that's why it's winning. And maybe so many people hate it. The people who don't really care are voting for it because just to know the people who hate it. I'm not sure. But
it's a bad ship with a lot of guns. That's it.
And they did that to sell more when they were finally ready to release it, because it was envisioned with size 2s and size 3s, and they decided like, hey, we can make some money out of this. Just throw a 5 in there, and all this other junk, and it's just like completely went above and beyond what it was supposed to be.
Oh, Captain Jones, I just saw what you said. You're breaking my heart, man. You're breaking my heart. Don't do that. You said the BMM will be against the Argo Cargo, but the Argo Cargo winning again. I'm still bitter about last year, man. Don't do that.
Hey, that was 2 years ago. Because that was 2 years ago. That was versus the MSR. The MSR is my go-to step. So, but yeah. So let's cover some of the past winners. So this is the first day, the Fury versus the Arrow, and the Arrow won, obviously, because it's in round 2. I'm not really surprised. Oh, well, I thought the Fury might have won because it's a cheaper ship, and I thought we had more memes going for it, but I guess I was wrong about that one. So I'm kind of surprised about that one. Did it surprise anyone else?
No,
And
okay.
No,
Me.
there's no way the Fury should have even been in there.
well, why?
I mean, because it's not a very useful ship. It's not very.
It had to go
It's
against
new.
someone.
It's
But it
only
doesn't
there
even
because
have.
it's new.
But
It's
it
only
doesn't
there
even.
because it's new.
But go
That's
Matt, it doesn't even need to be a ship. If somebody hit, if enough votes or enough, noise was made for the cyclone, it would have been there. Remember that year the Dragonfly was in?
And didn't they? Last year? Last year? Didn't they say, okay, we're not putting the MPUV in here because reasons?
No, wasn't there a PTV? I thought PTV.
Yeah, the
right?
PTV.
It was-
Yeah, the
it was a-
PTV.
Well, no, that's because it's the oldest vehicle in the game. It's not even set up for paints.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we've had the
Right.
Dragonfly in before. What was it? It was a ridiculous matchup too. It was like a Dragonfly versus I forget what it was, but
I don't recall.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't put any serious stock into this ship showdown anymore. To me, it's just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a real representation in my
I was gonna say
opinion.
after the
of,
Argo Cargo,
like,
I'm the same way. So yeah, but the Fury had 11,000 votes and the Arrow had 13,000 votes. Then up next, real quick, I just want to say the Scorpius had almost 10,000 votes and the Redeemer had almost 11,000 votes. What were we gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, but see, the thing about it for me though, I mean, Ship Showdown, it's a cool thing of its obviously engagement in the community, but as far as when it comes to paints, I'm kind of like, because when a game goes live, paints and stuff. I mean, you may not get that exact paint, but I'm quite sure there'll be a close variation.
Closer, yeah. But the thing is, they had me last year when it came out with the red skin for the Ship Showdown. I'm like, oh man,
Right.
they had to get my favorite color. If they do black this year, I don't see myself in the same position because I don't have many of the ship in the top 8, but we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this though, and I don't know if there's any noise if this ever been said, but if they ever were to implement where you can be able to paint your ship the way you want to paint it, then all of these paints that everybody was fighting for becomes null and void.
I don't think they'll have it so that everyone can. 'Cause, I mean, the skins that they've already sold, they're going to be unique somehow. But yeah, you can get them close to Apocalypse. Because I still want that Mustang Omega, but yeah, that's a pipe
What is
dream.
that called? Because I know they talked about having some type of paint.
You're talking about the hex codes.
The hex
They showed
codes
a long time ago. So
and-
long ago
Cousin
that
Crows is supposed to be able to handle stuff like that. But
Right.
I think Fastcart's right where they're gonna block us from making stuff that what we're talking about. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to
it'll be
block
close
us from
enough.
the. I don't think they're going to block us from the color, but the color scheme. Like look at the MSR behind Fastcart, right? You see how it's blue and black like that. Like you won't be able to paint your ship exactly like that. That actual scheme where that one part is black and the rest is blue, but you'll be able to paint it maybe that color blue, right? But just
maybe it'll be matte versus shiny or glossy versus matte, and yeah, they can mess around with it like they want.
And
But
on that hex code thing, real quick, one of the things I always see this come up in the community a lot. One of the things people don't realize, or a lot of people may have forgotten, is when they showed that was so long ago. Ship Squadron and the entire ship was one mesh, right? And so that was a totally different way that they did ships than now. So that's that's I think the reason why we don't have it yet. It's the way they build the ships is more complex. It's not because they want to sell us paints, and I hear that a lot. It's the same argument where they said they never sell us ships in game with in-game currency. They'll never let us rent ships in game with in-game currency. It's the same argument, and they're going to be proven wrong again. It's not a priority right now. They're going to get to it eventually.
Yeah. So this is the Scorpion versus Redeemer. So far the most votes the ship had is 13,492. That's for the Arrow. And they didn't get up to that high on the second day. Then the third day, I didn't vote this day because I was like, Reclaimer versus Vulture, I don't really care. I mean, whichever ship wins, it's fine with me. So I didn't really vote. So because I didn't vote, I didn't have the results for it. So I had to get someone else. Thank you to Doc Murray for getting a screenshot to me for this one. But the Reclaimer had 8791, and the Vulture had 11,731. So that was the most vote. No, the 13,000 still beat that. But I'm not surprised for that one because I like I said, it could have gone either way for me. But then the next day, Terrapin versus Kirk. This one did kind of surprise me because I thought the Kirk still had a lot of people who loved it. They still do, obviously, but I guess enough people said, "Oh, the Kirk already won before," so they went to 12,000 for the Terrapin and 10,000 for the Kirk. And then it was the Corsair versus the Mercury Star Runner. Now, this one, I'm not really salty about it, but I am disappointed because the Mercury Star Runner is my daily driver. So the Corsair had 12,607, and the Mercury only had 9,399. So, yeah, the Corsair moved on.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm not bitter about that though.
okay. But the next day, they had the Constellation Andromeda versus the Cutlass Black. Now, this one surprised me because the Constellation Andromeda had almost 17,000 votes, and that's the most so far in this showdown. And the Cutlass Black only had less than 11,000. So I am happy for the Andromeda because the Andromeda doesn't get Constellation doesn't get that much love, and the Cutlass Black had won several times before. So, but yeah, that's so far that is the most votes in this competition.
Are you seeing a pattern? I
More
see
votes.
one.
As each day goes, there's more votes.
No, but not just that, but like incumbents, right? Ones that have gotten to the final four before are losing.
Yeah.
Unless your name is 600i.
Well, that's the only one.
Until
But
the
guess what?
600.
It's going to end up. It's going to face the cutter, right?
Yeah, but look how close that was. So the 400i, this is it's been close in the past, but I don't know if it's been this close. But the 400i has 13,106 votes, and the 600i has 13,170 votes. So that's like 64 vote difference in a 24-hour period.
They shouldn't have been in the first round together, in my opinion.
I agree.
You're not the only one who felt that way.
It should have been 600i versus Constellation.
Any other. There's so many variations of pairings that would have made more sense. But again, I think you're right. They want to get the origin ships up out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anti-origin bias. I'm telling you.
And I actually voted for the 400i this time because I already have a 600i paint from previously. So I said, let the 400i win. But I got outvoted.
I knew the 600i would win.
Well, it's very close, and it could have gone either way.
Somebody says Buddy Steele will take the cake next year.
And then I hear that. And then finally,
that just won't be fair. That's the only ship that won't be fair if you put it in there, because if the Cuddy Steele's on there, nobody's going to vote for any other ship. They'll just vote all for that one and then skip the rest of the days.
They could have two meme ships like they do this year, but we'll see.
The Cuddy Steele's not a meme. It's the best ship in the game.
Yeah, but then they had the Cutter versus the 890 Jump, and this one, I was hoping I voted for the 890 Jump because I figured that the Cutter would have more votes, and I was right. So I voted for the underdog in this one, but it wasn't enough again. But the Cutter had 15,000 votes, and the 890 had 10,000 votes. So yeah, what were we gonna say?
No, you're absolutely right. The 890 Jump was the underdog. I know a lot of people don't think it. You look at it and you don't think it is, but it is. I was just gonna say, yeah, it's underdog.
And my prediction is, I think the Cutter is gonna sweep. Everything. I think the Cutter is gonna be crowned the champion this year. Even though the what was it? The Andromeda. Yeah, the Andromeda had 16,968 votes. I think we're going to get the Cutter. Yeah, the Cutter is going to beat the Andromeda when it comes down to it.
And you said that this vote was close last night.
It was when I looked. It was closer.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, okay.
I mean, like I said, because I tend to vote early, like, you know, it's a 24-hour vote.
I understand.
So, yeah. So, yeah, but that is the ship showdown so far. A couple of more threads for the ship showdown before we move on. So basically talking about, oh yeah, so these are some of the winners. The team showed some outstanding submissions for the Showdown Phase 1, with each one receiving a Drake voucher. I'm assuming that's with LTI. So please join in congratulating the lucky one, to thank the Phase 1, the other participant who submitted the creative entries in Phase 1. And I believe they're doing the same thing for Phase 2. So if you want to submit an entry to try to win, go for it. But you know, you look at the page and look at what they submitted. We're not going to do that here because I think we're running low on time, and so yeah. Then up next we have, oh yes, so not only did they have that contest, they had this one from Glasgow. We requested some submissions for this contest. This is the Ship Showdown TikTok contest, and you didn't disappoint. There are multiple ties as we're going through the internal voting process. However, we finally narrowed it down to our top 3 winners, and I wanted to go through it and show them, but they had music in them, and so I didn't want to get in trouble. Plus, we're running a little bit behind, but yeah, you can check that out too for the winners. Some of them were cool. I want to remind people, this is the middle of the show, but we are doing a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital. Did we get in? We haven't gotten anything tonight, but hopefully someone will. Griffin was pulling for getting another $30 during Soul Citizen on Sunday. But yeah, so we're trying to get to $3,000 for our next tier. So I just wanted to give people a reminder about that. Up next, we have Jump Point available. So, attention subscribers, welcome to the August issue of Jump Point. This time, we're saying goodbye to the legendary Port Olisar, digging into the development of Mirai Fury LX included, and looking back at the birth of the Wild Star Racing. So, is anyone still a subscriber at the moment? Or is anyone cutting back to try to save up for CitizenCon?
I'm a subscriber.
Did you look at the Jump Point?
No.
Okay, well, I'm kind of interested in the Mirai Fury LX. So yeah, but we'll probably get that in CitizenCon. I think that might be one of the ships that we'll get.
Yeah, new ship that they slapped together on the way down. No.
Hey, you know, sometimes it happens that way, but yeah, that is the Jump Point for the August. Okay, so up next we have the Galactapedia update. So I'm going to go through this quickly. Welcome to this month Galactapedia update roundup. They talk about the Akari crater treaty, the beginning of the end for the Lynching Master 9. Keisha Morrison, Sonia Baker, a whole bunch of names I can't pronounce. She discovered a Yaman system, Oya system, Oya 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4, yeah. The third Sun system, where the Xeon human Cold War began, and the Station 1, the mining test bed. The Kuya-Thon, okay, recurring subject for Untold Tale. Secondless, the fight for first space encounter between Xeon and human. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. The third song, Untapped Belt. The Hanam, House of a Mysterious Research Station. The Haru, Hazardous Experiment Site. The Tohil System, where Xeon Human Cold War ended. And Tohil 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, the Alpha Belt, and Tohil 4. So that is the Galactapedia roundup for August 2023. And also this year, this month they have the Spectrum post, but there was no additional post from the dev this time. Excuse me, sorry about that. So yeah, that is the Galactapedia update. Up next we have this week in Star Citizen. So yeah, I'm going to get some people back about this, but you know, they talk about a lot of stuff we already covered. I got the lore post, not the lore post, Galactapedia post. Next Thursday marks the next round of the Showdown and into the Elite 8. On Friday, we will have Duncan and Sam for the Ring Commander feature team. They'll be jumping into Ring Commander live on the Twitch channel. This will get much of what's coming in Alpha 320. Tune in at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Last but not least, this Saturday, the final 8 team of this year's 2v2 fight tournament will duke it out for the top prize, and that'll be on twitch.tv/Admiral Esport. So check that out. There's no time, but okay. Hope they'll put it on a tweet later. This is what I've been doing more recently. I've been highlighting the MVP. So I want to give out a shout out to the Lego Novo tank. And we have a video. I made it because I don't want to cause any problem. But yeah, this is a cute little Nova tank that won MVP. Any thought? Well, I'll wait for it to come up in there. There you go. No
And they did a good job on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, look at that stop motion.
Yeah.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, people love their Lego stuff.
It was like stop motion every 2 frames, every 5 frames, something like that.
I don't know how long that took to make, but that's some dedication for you. And that is by Stratobit. So congratulations, Stratobit, for the MVP. All right, so up next, we have the Pack TTU patch note. We're running a little bit short in time, so I don't want to go through the whole thing. But, the audience is Wave 1 and 2. You have a database reset, and server regions are US and EU. And you start with 15 million alpha UEC. So they have a whole bunch of known issues. Not to go through this, but you can check those out. We'll highlight the Mishole Sea Station, vehicle architect. There's no oxygen breathable atmosphere in the engineering end, and the spindle corridor when extended. So make sure you wear your helmet or a suit whenever you enter your whole sea, because you don't want to happen with some of the soul team who shall remain nameless. But they do have a whole bunch of bug fixes. Few UI inventory actor, and a whole bunch of good stuff. So you can check that out. The link to Jade posted. And thank you, Jade, for posting the link.
You are
technical.
welcome.
Thank you. Yes. And technical, they have fixed 6 client crashes and fixed server crashes. 4 server crashes, and made several server performance optimization. They had the Arena Commander update. Too Fast and Furious. There's a lot of stuff they covered in ISC. They have Battle Storm, not the Master Mode version. Battle Royale and Illumination were added. An AC feature update. AC Technical. Fixed being unable to edit loadout in AC, that's important. Fixed AC Master Mode, missing element. Fixed Classic Race. Yoda Valley, infinite load screen, and fixed multiple client and server crashes with regard to Arena Commander. So people are working on it. Now this is out of Ivakati. So I'm going to ask people if you're in the PTU, when you expect when you expect it to go live.
I've been wrong every time I've said this, but I'm gonna do it again.
The price is right, though. You can say it tomorrow, and it'd be like betting $1.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh man, you're very optimistic. I've
Before I was too pessimistic, so now I'm trying to go the opposite direction.
Man, I don't think this is going live before CitizenCon.
Really? So another month and a half?
At least another month. At least.
Is it because of stability or?
Yeah, stability is bad. There's some of the new features like the Rastar bunkers are just floating in space. There's a lot. It's don't get me wrong. A lot of the stuff that they've changed a lot, right? And so they got a lot of stability passes they're gonna have to run on this. So mind you, but remember 319 was still on 318's code base. Right, so hell, how long was that PTO phase? That PTU phase lasted for quite a bit. So this is the first time they've gone to a new code base in quite a while. So there's a lot that I think they got to work through. But I'm sure this Jade is running on more up to date builds than I am. So maybe they fixed a lot of this crap.
I can't speak to that, Gomab, but yeah, I don't know. But we'll see. Like I would hope. This is always my hope. When it goes live, I hope it's as stable as can be, right? Because most people play live. They don't mess around on the PTU. Some people Admiral doesn't even bother with the PTU, and for obvious reasons, right? Listen to him, right?
I'm waving my hand because I'm right there with them. I only mess with the live. I don't mess with the PTU.
Yeah. So I hope it's stable more than anything. I mean, broken features they can fix, but like stability, I think that should be the bedrock of any live release.
And Architect TV gets middle to third week of September, so they're thinking 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks too. So we'll see.
That's oh, hey.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I'll put some money on it.
No, AUEC. No betting allowed on
if it drops before October 1st to live, and it's not now I have to have a disclaimer. If it's not like a floating dumpster fire when it drops, right?
That's the problem. How do you define a floating dumpster fire? Because you're gonna have all these caveats. Because once the dumpster fire is from one person, then up to another person.
Well, yeah, we all know what happened the last time there was a floating dumpster fire. There are people that could not even log in the game for a month.
Yeah, I could take it like it's always a dumpster fire. So yeah.
Oh no, it's sometimes it's worse than others, but yes.
Yeah, Griffin said mid to late September. They don't need the 320 be issued during CitizenCon. Yeah, so he said mid to late September too. So yeah, some people are guessing around the same time, but we'll see. I'm going to skip some of the stuff that I already had because I wanted to get to ISP and the Machinima. Let me see. So we're going to try thwarting. Explanation, please. This is from Pat 320. Try thwarting not possible anymore. The strongest acceleration access is forward. This and y'all cannot be combined. And they wanted a discussion about this. And I had to look it up because I was curious about the definition of try thwarting. So it's from the etymology is from try, out means three, of course, coordinate and in. So it means simultaneously moving along three orthogonal axes. To try thwarting is the noun. So slang in video game, moving in three directions about three axes. So that's what try thwarting is.
Where did they get the H? Where'd they get the H? There's no H in coordinate.
Chord, like no, you're right. Well, chords like in the music.
Like I'm thinking like in music, chords, right? But there's no, it's just weird to me. But okay.
Yeah, but that's what it is. Try thwarting, because evidently I'm not the only one who had to look it up. So yeah, but Yogi Cloud says, I see how the patch notes can be misleading. Try thwarting as an action is still possible, but you will not get the extreme benefit that PvP and racing relies on so heavily. So 10G forward, 10G right, and 10G up combined under try thwarting will give you 10G, but not 17G. So yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about like with the master mode stuff, right? Or is this something that they put into
master mode? I believe, yeah.
Yeah, so Avenger 1 did a really good explanation of the master modes and basically the thrust profiles.
Let me finish reading real quick. But yeah, so keep in mind this change for master mode sprite model. That to answer your question, it is not applied outside of master mode experiment mode. You can see more information from the older thread. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that. Go, Matt.
No, I mean, so basically, in the past, the thrust profiles were a circle, right? Where you could, like you said, basically thrust backwards at full speed or left or right or whatever. Now your thrust profiles are more like an oval, specifically under boost. And, so yeah, you can't achieve higher than intended speeds of merging like out, unnaturally by pushing more than one axis. So they're focusing more on pitch merging instead of multiple axes at the same time. So I think it's going to be, it all falls in line with them wanting to kind of slow down combat and making
exactly. That's what they said.
Yeah. And making it a little bit easier for people to get into it, because tricording just raised the ceiling a little bit of skills.
All right. So yeah, that is the update about tricording, which is a word I never knew until today. I hope I'm not the only one, but yeah. I'm going to move ahead again. I'm going to skip the next thread and go to this one. The ultra-wide screen resolution support. We covered it previously, but just real quick. Sylvan said, it's possible the fixed ended up not in the game dev for some reason. Sylvan will take a look when you have time and see where it ended up. And there's another thread right after that from about the same issue. Sylvan said that they will take a look. Most likely fixed. They did it and submitted it to 318, but never ended up in game dev. So 320 does not contain it. No, it's not in 320. So hopefully it'll be 320.x when ultra wide support will be at.
Well, they did up the potential FOV to 130, and that's weird looking.
Yeah, it's because I just wanted to cover that because we talked about that in class. And not a whole bunch of people, but quite a few people does have an ultra wide screen, so I wanted to give that up there. And then the last one before ISC, this is kind of weird, but they went all this time, and let me scroll up all the way up. That Crusader still needs its own forum. This was posted this week by Mirak. So they didn't want to dig into the MSR redesign and areas rebalance thread, and looking for a spirit post. And then he went down to the dev post, and Sonny says, "Hi there. Sure thing. Crusader is navigating for its own forum category next week." And then that was 6 days ago, and then 2 days ago, Sonny posted, "There it is. You have your own forum for Crusaders." I don't know why it went 2-3 years without its own forum, but people can rejoice now and talk about Crusader in their own forum. But hopefully they'll move some of the older threads into the new forum somehow. But we'll see.
I wonder if they'll retitle the MISC forum to MISC and Mirai.
Well, do the other smaller manufacturers have their own forum too? I mean, I can look. Other manufacturers? No, it's under. It says other manufacturers, so that's probably they probably both on. All right. So up next we have this week's ISC. ISC has returned after a hiatus for Gamescom. And this is titled "Inside Star Citizen. This sounds like a ship." And it's 10 minutes long, so grab a drink, grab a snack, and have some and enjoy.
I've often said that audio is the one thing that you can play a game without. You don't notice audio until it's not there.
You can watch a movie or play a game without the sounds. You would only have half the experience, I would say.
The challenge for us is to make it worth listening to our sounds, listening to our work. We've really got to earn the attention.
We try to make games sound natural, and the less you hear it, the better it is for us, because it means you are into this world and it's believable. I think that was one of the main aspects. So when it comes to making a ship, the art makes it look really good. The props make it look believable from the inside. But when it comes to audio, when the audio is done, this is really what it's bring to life. Ship ambience is like pretty much everything that happens when you walk inside your ship, sounds you can hear that makes it a space, basically.
If you were to consider ambience in painting, the ambience for us would be represented as the first layer of paint, the background, on which we apply much more detailed and curated strokes of flair and interest.
We call that the bed because that's the thing you lay on, basically. You rely on that to make it believable. And it's one thing you don't really hear. You don't pay attention to it, but it's there and it makes it believable as a space you're in. And it can really sell the immersion of a ship.
Presently, this is all done by hand and it takes a lot of time. So myself and Corentin have banded together to make overarching systems which will take less input and make all the ship systems unified, and in turn these ambiences will become already generated on the ship at runtime, because we know how a Drake ship's supposed to sound, we know how a MISC ship's supposed to sound. We can implement that before the ship even exists in order to save us time and then allow us to spend more time on the really characterful elements, the thrusters, the moving parts, anything that really brings that higher level of quality to the ship at the end.
So with physicalized components, we thought it would really be a good idea to have them be the center of attention for the rework of ship ambiences, meaning you can have all sorts of different components in your ship, shield generator, power plant, all that stuff. These would have sounds attached to them, being reactive and all that stuff, depending on what you do in your ship. And that would then fill all the space inside the ship.
We envision the excitement of a player switching on the quantum drive and hearing the quantum fuel traveling through the pipes from the fuel tank and binding to the quantum drive before you engage quantum travel, and hearing that surge back with a backfire towards the quantum fuel tank, and then you feel the inertia of the ship traveling forward at a great speed, which really make the player feel like they're on a moving ship going through space.
This would modulate depending on the amount of energy you use during your flight sessions. So if you were to walk around your ship, if the pilot is going really fast and using a lot of different systems, the sound would react to that and create a more busy ambience. If you would walk to the actual component itself, you would hear it in action live.
Moving from the inside out, we move to thrusters. Thrusters really convey the propulsion of the ship going forward. As a pilot or passenger, you should be able to know or feel what the ship is doing and how it's traveling through space, regardless of where you are on the ship. We need to tell players that are maybe sorting cargo in the cargo bay, which direction the player is traveling. Are you rolling? Are you evading enemies?
We wanted to rework that to make it more up-to-date with the new systems, especially master modes. The idea was that in combat mode, your ship must be more reactive, much more aggressive, with a limited speed range. So that's what we were trying to express with in the thrusters.
Wherein we have multiple modes of flight, which really affect how the thrusters work sonically.
You would hear less filtering, like more high frequencies. You would feel the weight of your ship when going really fast. You want to hear that you are in combat, and this is the thing that maintains you living, basically. So yeah, you want to take care of that ship.
And finally today, impacts, things colliding with the hull of the ship. The plan for impacts is to move to a more localized, descriptive version of what we have currently.
When you are in combat, when you get hit, you want to know how you got hit and where you got hit. So that's where the rework of impacts come into place. You need to know exactly where you got hit and at what extent. If your ship got badly damaged, this needs to be communicated.
Impacts from ballistics, laser weapons and bullets will tell the player the sound on the exterior of the ship, whereas vibrations will give more information about the stress that that impact is having on the ship. All these things are affecting the hull of the ship, and we need to sort of let the player on board know whether they're a pilot or not, what sort of environment they're flying through.
Crashing is a big thing that audio doesn't support well at the moment. We are trying to make that right, especially crashing into grounds, landing, all these interactions with bigger objects. We want to reflect that, and we want to make sure that your passengers will know if you make slight flight mistakes, let's say.
You'll be aware that your pilot's doing a good or bad job, depending on the debris or the impacts that are happening on the hull, and you can let them know that they're not doing particularly well.
So that was a glimpse of the many things we're working on for Ship Experience, and we really are trying to bring this experience to the next level.
So altogether, what we call the ship experience is greatly improved by these overarching systems which play back and forth within each other, allowing the player to really feel that they're in a living, breathing ship, and that their ship is unique amongst other ships. You might have another loadout with the components to someone else with the identical ship, and this will make your sonic experience unique in which other games really can't portray.
We hope you'll enjoy all the new stuff we bring in the future.
So what did we learn this week? Well, hopefully between the Claudia show and this, we've showcased just a little bit about why audio is so important to creating a truly immersive experience for our players. Why it can be an important means for pilots, passengers, engineers, and attackers alike to gauge a situation and respond appropriately, and that the audio experience continues to be improved and iterated upon just like any other aspect of Star Citizen. So for Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
On the list? Yeah, I think so.
I forgot about that, my bad. But yes, that is this week's IST. I did unmute myself this time. I've got one time. But yeah, so we're back. Let's start with Fitzface. What are your thoughts?
All right. You know, I'm very impressed. I'm glad to see audio get its love. To kind of go back from last week, I know Gomab, you were to asking, if I remember correctly, if this was something that's should be implemented right now. And I remember my response was like, not necessarily, but at the same time too, I have to take that back, because as I started to as worked on this project, me and my dad, I shifted gears into Dolby Atmos and mixing it. And I'm gonna tell you, they should implement it right now, because if the direction that I believe that they're going in spatial audio, it will make directional audio from the translation to binaural in your headphones that much greater, especially in a game like this where you need to know something is critical on your ship and where it is. That is very important. And if they, from seeing other industries as far as like, Wise and Fmod already having this already implemented in their systems, they would fall way behind the curve if they didn't. I don't want to take too long, but yeah, I mean, to me, I'm glad to see it's been shown some love.
Well, go, Map. You wanted to respond to that? Because you did have issues with the other thing.
No, I didn't. I didn't necessarily have issue. I just had a question, right? It's not that I don't think they should be working on it or that this isn't valuable or adds to the game. I'm just, being the voice of the community of like, okay, it's great that we're putting forward all this effort towards this level of polish. The question is, like, could we have set a threshold of a little bit lower of good enough, right? You know what I'm saying? And still got something that was pretty good with, with the plan to iterate and improve as we get closer to release, right? To bring that. And I get that these are all different teams working on their own stuff. But, I've just been seeing on the, Reddit and Discord and things like that. They're like, oh, yay, sounds great. The only thing I want to hear about is, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. I want to hear about my ship that I've wanted all this time, right? And all this stuff. So, I just wanted to give voice to that area of the community to have that, right? It's hard. It's hard to kind of separate that. Like you're focusing on, making sure that the lettering on a soda can is crisp. But where's my damn BMM? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. It's hard to reconcile sometimes. So we have to keep that in mind.
Well, with that being said, and we already have, obviously the sound in the game is sufficient enough. This is obviously, like I said again, this is that icing on the cake. Because when and if they go to spatial audio, I mean, like if you go on YouTube and you could just just type in Dolby Atmos and just listen to the demonstrations from, a stereo demonstration of something versus a Dolby Atmos, just in headphones. I mean, it is a night and day situation.
Oh, I got a full Dolby Atmos system here in my theater room. Like, yeah, I 100% agree. On the value of it, and I can't wait to be able to really crank this game. And the game sounds great right now, right? It's not like it's pew pew pew,
Right. Not like the early days in 2014.
Yeah, right. So they've done a good job, and so again, I'm not necessarily complaining that they're working on it. It's just, the more we hear about the things that they're working on, and they're not coming out and saying, hey guys, I know you're waiting for this. Here's what we're working on for the 600 hour we work. I know a lot of people are really focused, really want that, right? But I know it's different teams that are doing it. I recognize that. I realize that, but a lot of people in the community can't really reconcile that right now.
Okay, so you were playing straight man per se.
Yeah, I'm trying to provide a voice to It's the community that has those questions.
Because one of the things I didn't think I was clear on last week was like, I mean, they started this back in 2021 when they had the Claudius presentation from CitizenCon. This is just the iteration on it, and also like you said, they try to get up to 1,500 employees. They all got to do something in the development. So why not work on audio? And something that you touched on and said, why now? Okay, well, why not now? It's probably easier to shoehorn this in now rather than try to shoehorn it in later. But
Yeah, tell me how you shoehorn in server mission, right?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It's just that, like, I think the community would like a little bit more acknowledgement of the more pressing or what they're thinking of as higher priorities, as well as some of these other,
and who knows, when all that stuff is fixed and put in the game, they may give us a complete ISC episode just for that. But they're not there yet.
The thing is, I don't think it necessarily has to be fixed in order for and ready to go for there to be hey, here's where we're at. This is what we're going. Here are the challenges that we're facing. Here's what we're working through. Here's some progress that we've made. Right? I think that would be good. That would help the community.
So when you get the game, you don't want it to be complete. Like you just want to be able to shoot and just be like make those pew pew sounds yourself. I'm just confused. What were you going at here?
I don't think he's saying that, but I get pointing. But I think we should get
the argument you're making there, sir. So I refuse to respond to it.
No, because we have other people waiting to get to respond to this episode, so we come back to you later. But Pop, you have any thoughts about this episode?
Yeah. Well, first, one of the things this made me think of. I am thinking about the Drake ships, and when they spoke about the fuel going through the pipes, it just made me think of Drake ships, the pipes banging and knocking, and those stressful sounds and things. I'm not really picking on Drake, but it just made me think that.
I mean, if you were, that's fine.
Yeah, but realistically, I am glad to see audio evolving, and we get used to things and say, oh, it some of us, it is what it is. But as things progress, and I just coming from analog gear and then going into digital things, people, the old timers bucked against it. Oh, it's not as nice. The sound is too clean. When it's too pristine, people are not going to want to buy it, which turned out to be a bunch of bunk, really. And, because when you play music now and you mix it and you have all of the old sounds, and people look at you like, what is that? Which I never understood those older people that did those things, but I am definitely glad to see
fear pops.
Yeah,
fear.
Yeah, I am definitely glad to see the changes and the evolution come along. Because when you stand still, you don't get anything from standing still.
All right, thank you for that. How about Kusanagi?
Oh, hey, my turn. Okay. I thought it was very good. I'm a little disappointed that, they talked about here, pulled up the transcript. Ballistics, laser weapons, and bullets will tell the player the sound on the exterior of the ship, whereas vibrations will give more information about the stress that impact is having on the ship. It wasn't, and the inside, it seems like they're emphasizing the outside more in terms of battle than the inside, and I really don't care to hear like the exterior weapons like in space. I want to be able to hear the shells and the lasers hitting the hull, and so what they're kind of talking about makes a little bit of sense there. Again, I like to reference that Hammerhead org thing on YouTube that was like was crazy good in the interior. I also want to hear the ballistics, or the guns, the turrets you're on, shooting like from the. I want to feel like the vibrations when I shoot that from the inside of the ship, as well as getting hit from the outside as well. And then of course you could have different sounds, in a different atmosphere. I would like to bring up the fact that they actually did show. It looked like they showed component repair in here, which was very cool to see. So maybe that's coming. Maybe that's coming in CitizenCon. We don't know. But they did show it, and she winked at us or whatever she did. So that's one thing. So yeah, I think that's about it.
All right.
Oh, I do want to hear on Drake's ships, because Pops brought it up. I want to hear like little drips and like oil leaking and hitting the floor, and you're like, where the hell's that at? Oh shit, what's going on?
Exactly, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Thank you for
like
that.
steam, pipes banging sound, Yeah.
Jade, how about you?
Yeah, so I'll start with Drake ships. Since they were talking about ambient sounds, one thing I do hope that they change is, when you're on a Cutlass spread, it sounds like you're in a Piper Cub, right? Like it literally sounds like they took an airplane engine sound and put it in it. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense for a spaceship, but maybe they have different ideas what a Drake ambulance is supposed to sound like. But yeah, this is a great episode. Ambient sounds really, they help tell the story of a ship, and I think this did speak, speaking to what Admiral was saying, I think it did speak to both the interior and exterior, especially when they did the comparisons of the different interior ambiences. And then they ended, I think, with an origin ship, and it was, notably quieter. There you go, right there. And like to what Big Black Gaming said in chat, I want my origin ship to sound as quiet as can be inside, right? Because it's a luxury ship, right? And then I want a Drake ship, like, Pops was saying, like, you hear pipes, you hear oil leak. But I want the oil leak sound after there's damage and you can actually see like oil dripping somewhere. Some like when you're on a reclaimer, right? And you can see like stuff leaking. Like, to me, those things should be tied together, and I'm sure that's what part of what they're working on. And I'm sure GoMad would say, "Oh, that's too detailed." But this is what I say to the community. So I want to address the community from the opposite side of what GoMad was saying. Oh my God! Hello?
Yeah, you.
All right, sorry. Yeah, I lost my audio. So my question to the community would be, okay, you want to hear about server meshing, but this is the audio team. It's like, sir, this is a Wendy's, right? Like, what would you want them to be working on if they're not working on improving the sound, right? Like, every other part of the game, they're working on improving, right? Graphics, nobody says anything well, some people do, when they've improved how ships look. But most people don't. They're like, oh, this looks better. Or when they're working on the characters in Squadron. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, that Bishop's speech looks better. Like, but then when it's audio, they're like, why are we hearing this? Because they're trying to improve the audio. They're trying to make systems that are going to make sense where, you have these physicalized components. They're going to have different sounds. But I didn't know that until I saw this episode, that depending on what components you put in your ship's going to sound different. That's great. That's the kind of immersion and, detail that I associate with Star Citizen. And that's the game I pledged for, right? And so that's what I would say to the community. Remember what you pledged for. You didn't pledge for a game that's going to sound, all the ships sound the same, or, a variation of the same. You pledged for detail. You pledged for immersion. You pledged for that. So what would you want the audio team to be doing if they weren't working on audio?
Meshing.
Well, yeah, they work on silver meshing. Exactly.
I thought we were pledging for the gray market. Wasn't that what we were talking about?
No, and just really quickly, and 10 seconds or less to respond. You're exactly right. I think having this type of update is great, as long as they don't neglect updating on the things that the backers also find important. Right.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that if they didn't have this stuff in, And I've heard complaints, but some people that have come over from Elite, they're like, wow, the one thing I miss from Elite are the ship sounds, right? Right? And that's a huge amount of people that have come over from Elite, so I would hope that, yeah, they have to strike a balance, but the things that people care about in the community, that's constantly evolving as our community evolves.
And I just want to remind people that those of you who are playing the Star Citizen drinking game, Jay did say the word immersion, so drink.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for CitizenCon.
Oh, that would be, the CitizenCon drinking game? Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to break them in. Gotta break them in.
Sounds like a t-shirt.
Or a mug.
No, a mug, that's true. But I'll be real quick about this episode. This is one of those episodes. They sort of had a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode saying this episode sounds better when you listen to it with headphones rather than your speakers.
Yes.
But so that is Inside Star Citizen. This sounds like ships. And up next we have Machinima, and this is brought to us by SC Gladiator game, and it's called Star Citizen Machinima Sarah Part 1, Star Citizen Cinematic Movie. Now this one is almost 26 minutes long, so sit back and enjoy. I haven't watched this yet, so hopefully this is something good. Let's check it out.
Hello Sarah, my name is Daniel. I work for Hurston Industrial Regeneration Insurance Division, HIRED for short. You might not remember, but we met a few days ago when you first woke up from regeneration. I'm sorry I had to send you a recorded message like this, but unfortunately I had to leave the system on business. If you're still feeling disorientated, don't be alarmed. That is perfectly normal in a full system recovery like the one we performed on you. There is a full summary in a document file sent to your Mobiglass that you can read in detail, but I will give you a quick recap. You died, and thanks to your insurance, your body was recovered, and we were able to regenerate you back to full health. Unfortunately, the circumstances behind your death is classified, so I will not be able to give you any information on that. Although, if your memory starts to come back, and you're able to recall what happened, be sure to let us know right away.
Yeah, right. Like that's going to fucking happen.
Now back to you, and your situation. In your previous life, you were a field doctor for the Orison UEE Division of Search and Rescue. Unfortunately, since you have lost most of your memories, you will need to recertify your credentials in order to resume your license as a medical doctor once the 5-year recovery period has ended, and of course your balance is paid with HIRED Corps.
Sounds like I'm a damn indentured servant. 5 fucking years. I might as well be in prison.
Yeah, I bet you're wondering about that. Well, although your insurance was good enough to recover and regenerate your body, it was not enough to actually pay for all of it. And what I mean by all of it, I mean it only covered 20% of the costs. So, currently, your balance is only 534,282 credits. Now, I know what you're thinking, and yes, that is a very low balance for such a service. But we were able to liquidate most of your assets before you were transferred here to Hurston. So you have a 500k balance instead of 2 million. You should be able to work that off in under 5 years.
5 years, my ass. The average monthly salary in this shithole is only 5k a month. With the interest and living costs, it will take more than 10 years to pay that off.
Hey, it's not all bad news. One of your ships was under a benefactor's name and was delivered to Hurston for you, and once you pay the 25k storage fee, you can use it. Although, you do have to get special authorization to leave the Lawville area, as well as the planet itself. Well, that's it. I'm sorry this recording is so short. If you need more information, you can refer to the full briefing provided to you on your Mobiglass. You can contact Laura for your work assignments, but just a warning in advance. Don't pass up onto many of the jobs she offers you. Because if you do, They might not give you any options and choose for you.
What the? Who the fuck are you? Beat it, you creep.
So off you go then. You have a muti pass and a work visa. This apartment is paid up for the rest of the week, courtesy of Hurston Court. But you will need to resume the rent if you wish to continue to stay here. Congratulations on surviving death, and good luck with your new life.
And here we are. As you may have surmised, I died. And although I had regeneration insurance, it was provided by the UEE, and the coverage was just basic, and barely enough to bring me back intact. There are more advanced methods that can restore your body fully intact with most of your memories. But those regenerations are costly, and not what the basic coverage provides. So here I am, stuck in Hurston, with hardly any memories of my previous life, and almost no memories of the last 10 years. They tell me that I was a field doctor in the Search and Rescue Division of the UEE, but since I have no memories of my education and training, I am no longer allowed to continue my previous job. I also used to live on the other side of the solar system in Orison, but since I'm not currently employed and owe a substantial amount of credits to the Hurston Court, they have relocated me here on Hurston and restricted my travel access until I'm able to pay off my debt. Essentially, I'm an indentured servant. I have no friends, no family that I know of, and no money to my name. I do have a ship, although I haven't seen it yet. The records tell me it is a small C-8R medic ship. There is a storage fee of 25k that I must pay before I can use it, but at least I have something to my name. Because I own a ship, I was able to get a small loan against it to pay for the apartment and buy some clothes and food. But with the high prices here in this godforsaken city, it will only last me a few months. I will need to work in order to survive. I do have one contact here. Her name is Laura. She seems nice, maybe a little too nice for my taste. She is always asking personal questions about my memory, and she keeps reminding me to inform her if any of my memories come back. It all seems a bit fishy to me. And if any of my memories do come back, I will try and do some of the jobs she is offering me. But to be honest, a lot of them are dead-end jobs that barely provide enough pay to keep me clothed and housed. Every week that I don't pay against my debt, an interest fee is added. Even during my 3 weeks of recovery, almost 5k of interest was added to my total, which is more than half of what these jobs pay in a month. It is obvious that they never intend on me paying off my debt, and I get the impression that is the... It all makes no sense to me. I was essentially an officer in the UEE Navy. How could they have abandoned me like this? Allow me to be relocated to the other side of the solar system with no contact. I must have had friends, or co-workers at least. Aren't they concerned about me? Don't they care about me? What kind of a person was I to be abandoned so completely? To be cast out and forgotten like this? And what about my family? I remember having a mother and father, and I think I had a brother too. Where are they? Are they still alive? Do they know I'm alive? Do they even care? I've asked Laura, and she simply smiles and said that information is not available to her. Because I was an officer in the UEE Navy, all my records are sealed. I feel trapped here, and none of this makes any sense to me. I know I can beat this. I mean, I was a fucking doctor after all. If I can do all the things that are required to become one of those, I'm sure I pay off my debt and get my ass back to Orison and find out what happened to me. If nothing else, at least found out if I have any family. But right now I need to get focused. I need to step out of the norm and take some chances. I need to literally do the impossible. Something that a city of nearly 20 million people can't seem to do. I need to get rich. And get rich fast. I've got hope though. Yesterday I got a new job. One that can pay up to 20k a month. Even more if I can get lucky. It's a mining job, cave mining to be exact. It's dangerous, but easy to learn, I suppose. The company seems okay. From what I've learned, the Brenton Mining Corps is a decent independent company that mines gems from the abandoned caves here on Hurston. They are providing me with a Land Rover and a full set of equipment to get me started. But once I leave Hurston, I'm on my own. That's fine by me. One thing I've learned since I woke up is you can't count on no one but yourself. And if I get lucky and find a rich catch of gems out there, I could wipe my debt clean, get off this disgusting planet, and figure out what happened to me. It seems like a far-fetched dream, I know. But at least I have a chance. That's a lot more than the poor people stuck in this city. What the hell is this shit? Are you kidding me?
Hey kid, you look like you're ready to work, not like these picketing fools. Here's my card. Call me if you want to earn some real cash.
What will I need to do?
Don't worry about it. Some light mining. We'll provide you with all the gear and training you'll need. You just have to be willing to take some risks, that's all. Call me and I'll tell you what to do.
It took him a few days, but Giovanni finally sent me a message about the job.
Hello, Sarah. Sorry it took so long to get back to you. When you mentioned that Hirid had restrictions on you, I had no idea the severity of it. Took some time, but I was finally able to get your Molt Pass updated with the proper clearances for you.
Multi-pass accepted. Move along.
In her book, Dynamics of a Mindful Life, Maria Hurston Showdown. Health isn't merely the concern of the individual. It takes everyone working together to build a healthy and thriving community.
I'm finally on my way out of this damn city. After 6 months of being stuck here, I'm finally able to leave the city limits. It's not much, but it's a start.
When you get to the platform, work your way around the back and go to the bottom of the facility near the dry riverbed.
Holy crap. This place is huge. It's so nice to finally be free from that city. I would hate to fall off of this. Am I afraid of heights? No, I don't. Look at that ship. Why does it look so familiar? I think the path down to the riverbed is over here.
When you get down to the riverbed, follow the wall and you'll find the Urasa I parked there. Inside the Ursa is a full set of mining armor, provisions for a couple of weeks, a multi-tool with a mining attachment and a pistol for protection. Guns may be illegal in Lorville, but out here you're allowed to protect yourself. I don't know if you've ever used a gun before, but I suggest you practice shooting it once you're far enough outside of the city limits. Once you're ready to go, activate your homing beacon and head south along the riverbed. I've already entered the coordinates for the hidden mine into your nav computer. All you have to do is follow the beacon and you should make it there in a day and a half. Call me on the sat phone once you reach the mine. Good luck and take care of my Ursa. Her and I have been through a lot.
There's that ship again. Why does it look so damn familiar? What the hell was that all about? There's just something about this ship. What kind of flashback was that? That must have been when I died. And who was that man in the intercom? Well, that couldn't have been the best memory to recall first. But at least it's a start. When I said Lorville was a disaster, I was wrong. This is a disaster. Navigating this debris is fucking driving me nuts. Finally. I thought I would never get here. Better eat me a double dog before I go down inside. Don't know when I'll be taking a break. That's surprisingly nice. Time to get down there and make some damn money. Today is the day I change my fate. I can feel. Looks like Hadonite. This stuff is worth a fortune. Not bad for my first find. Yep. Just like Giovanni said, this is the easy part. The hard part is finding it. And thanks to his navigation maps in the Ursa, I was able to skip the hard part. It's a beautiful gemstone. How long has it been since someone was down here? I know these lithium lights last a long time, but they seem really bright to be There is a lot of abandoned cargo and supplies down here. Really strange. It sure is eerie down here. If you got lost or injured, you would be in a world of hurt. My backpack is finally full. Time to call it a night. Too bad Giovanni only supplied me with a few of these beers. On second thought, it was probably a good thing. After 5 days down in these tunnels, I think my mind is starting to play tricks on me. I swear I heard a man's voice, and noises up towards the entrance.
Come on, love. We know you're down here. If I have to go any deeper in this bloody cave to get you, well, I'm not going to be gentle.
And that looks like it for that episode, yep. Turn subtitles back on again. All right. Anybody still awake?
Well, I am. You mind if I go first?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna assume this is their first machinima, and I'm gonna start with what I like. I like that they did a character study, right? And there's intrigue. They really, really convey what it must be like to have to work off something in Loreville, right? Like we as players, we just fly in and out. But in the lore, this is more like what Loreville is, right? So I love that. I love that, that was brought to life. I don't think, I'm just looking at this scene and I'm like, why do we need to her going to the bathroom? The infatuation with toilets in this community, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's kind of weird, but hey, whatever.
I mean, Jay, how often do you use the toilet per day?
As much as I need to. Moving on. Where's that joke band? No, I got a question for you. But yeah, I think one of the things, so I'm going to move on now to the constructive criticism. So if you're going to do a character study in Machinima, and especially if it's going to be one this long, one of the things I would hope that they get with some other people who work on Machinima, but I'll just tell them, get used to using the advanced camera controls and maybe even do it instead of, you can tell this was done on a mouse and keyboard. It's really jerky. Do it on a gamepad and use the orbiting. So while she's walking, we kept see her walking from behind. But what would have been really cool is if they had the camera orbit and you could see, maybe use some of the zoom controls that you can map the different numbers on the number pad, things like that, so that it doesn't seem as tedious. You're getting almost the same, angles when you're walking. When you watch a movie, you're not just seeing somebody walk from behind through, even when it's a character study, right? So that's some constructive criticism. The voice, so I can tell that's an AI voice. It sounds like it's from 2017. AI voices no. It's like a Gen 1 AI voice where every single sentence ends in the same cadence, just like I'm talking to you now, fastcart. It's I would say if they want to reach out to me, if they haven't done part 2 yet, they're up to 3 at least. I'm willing to help them. First of all, I personally am, for human voice actors if you can get them, but if you can't, AI now is so good that we could have had her with an AI voice that you wouldn't even notice was AI. And in fact, we could take those sound files, if he still has them, and put them through 11 labs. And what it does is it interprets what you've typed, what the emotion kind of should be, right? If it's a question, it sounds like a question, and things like that. But it would still be her voice. So that would just be another. Just something to improve on this the second one. Also, you were saying, the text, the closed captioning was out of sync, and sometimes the speech would just cut off. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure
saw that. I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of the story itself, it's a great story. It could have moved faster, and I think maybe less of those walking shots. We know that she's got to move through spaces, but I think you can cut down a lot on that and still tell the story. And I think I'm getting long-winded, so I'm going to pass this over to.
We are going a bit long, so I'm going to say new rules. Not because it's Jade. It's something I should have said before I asked Jade to speak. But give me something that you like about this Machinima and something that you don't like about the Machinima, because we're running long. So who wants to go next? Something you like and something you don't like. Anyone?
I didn't know if it was a Machinima or a mining tutorial.
Okay, go Matt.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was Machinima or a mining tutorial there for a second. But then, it was like, you just start poking something like, all right, do something. And like, oh, all right, it did something. Oh, it's over.
All right. Pops, you had something, you wanted to say something?
The moral of this story is don't die because you might wake up in Hurston as a slave.
Indentured servant.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, the pace of it was with the dialogue was I hate to, because I'm not the greatest person doing scripts, but the repetitive dialogue was brutal after a while. It they kept, especially in the beginning, unless they were going for a depression thing.
I think that might have been
it. Maybe that's what I was wondering, if that's what they were doing, trying to convey a depression of their state of where they're at and what they used to be. But how many times do we need to know she was a doctor? And I think we got that.
But what was something you liked though?
The music.
The music, okay.
Yeah, the music was in there. Music and the effort. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, a couple of things. Couple of things I noticed is the start of it was kind of interesting. I talk about a classified death that piqued my interest, so I want to know more about that. But yeah, it got repetitive. It got slow. Nomad 1701 said, "Gosh, this is sad." I'm like, "Yeah, this is Lorville," so I wasn't surprised there. Multipass, that was a good callback. But yeah, like Jay was saying about the audio issues, the word was cut off. So, but I think this is a good first solid effort for the SG Gladiator game. So I'm hoping that they'll improve in future episodes.
I agree.
Anyone else?
I can't comment because I had the situation to handle. I missed 75% of it. So
everything okay?
It was just a disturbance outside outside the house. I had to.
Okay. All right. Well, you got the link. Jay can hopefully drop the link again in chat. So
I'll do that.
Thank you.
I just see Fitz going outside with his belt swinging it. If y'all get y'all butt out from my
All right. Yes, but this is called Star Citizen Cinema Part 1. And I believe there's at least 3 parts. I'm not sure yet. But it's Star Citizen Cinematic Movie. This is by SG Gladiator Games. And with that, we're going to wrap up. Before I forget, we are doing a St. Jude, a charity for St. Jude Children's Hospital. Hopefully Jay can drop the link in that in chat for us again. But yeah, we're trying to get to, well, did we get anything? No, we didn't. But we're trying to get to $3,000 soon so we can get to a 12-hour live stream. Hopefully that'll be done before mid-September, but we shall see. Okay, so next up we have Show Voices. Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC, Show Voices. That's a Griffin talk to community. It's more of a one-on-one conversation, but he brings people in, or people come in, and we talk about something from Reddit, something from Spectrum, and something from the industry in general, or you just talk about random stuff that seems interesting. It's always a good show with Griffin, so check that out. Show Voices, and that is part of PodSat. Every Saturday, Podcast Saturday, starting with Show Voices at 3 p.m. captain table at 6 p.m. and relay at 9 p.m. So convert that to your local time. And then on Sunday, you can tell I clicked on it a few times. Sunday we have update 320. So yeah, that is talking about the patch to 320 and what people like and their thoughts and everything like that. So that should be a good show. That is Sunday 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC. And I guess that's it. You can become a Soul Bro, Solstice, or Soulmate by clicking the join button below on YouTube. Thank everybody for watching and listening. Thank everybody in chat. Kusanagi, Fitzpace, Go Map, Jade, Poppin' Face, and Griffin for popping in. You can buy merchandise everywhere. Not merchandise everywhere, sorry, I'm getting my stuff back. You can buy merchandise by clicking the link below. You can follow us everywhere on social media with Soul Citizens with an S on the end. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, or follow depending on what platform you are, and hit the notification icon so you can see when we go live. And are we going to raid anyone? No, I guess not. I don't see Griffin around. So I guess we're not going to raid. But yeah, I guess that's it. Take care, everybody. Peace, love, and soul.